What's up, guys, gals, and everything in between? Josh here, and today Blizzard decided to put Bridgette, or Bridgette, I don't remember how her name is pronounced, on the Overwatch PTR. She's a brand new hero, she's a support, the daughter of Torbjorn, and honestly, her kit is super crazy and very interesting. It's almost like a combination of Lucio, Reinhardt, and Torbjorn, and like a backwards Roadhog all put together. I'll explain what I mean in a little bit. But I had a chance to play a couple games with her on the PTR, and I have to say I'm very, very impressed. The hardest thing I think about playing her, though, is I feel the need to be in the fights. I want to be punching people and pushing people off the map and doing other things, but I have to keep reminding myself that she's a support, and Bridgette actually has a ton of healing, very good healing. It's a targeted burst heal that comes back every 5 seconds, and it actually has some pretty good range. Other than that, I'm gonna go over her kit and explain how everything works and also show it. So let's get right down into it. Rocket Flail, which is basically her melee, which you're seeing here. Bridgette's melee weapon has an extended range, enabling her to strike multiple enemies with a single swing. Yeah, so it doesn't quite have the swing all the way across your screen like Reinhardt's does, but I was able to hit multiple squishies at the same time and do a decent amount of damage. It actually does have some pretty good range. It has more range than I think Reinhardt's does. It just maybe doesn't have the exact same spread, which I think is fine. But other than that, it's a very cool basic attack. Repair Pack. Bridgette throws out a repair pack that can heal an ally. Any healing over that ally's maximum health provides them with armor instead. So at first when I read this, I was like, well then what's the point of Torbjorn? That's his whole point, is to make armor now because he's not as good as he used to be. Well, Torbjorn still kind of has a place. The repair pack actually doesn't give you permanent armor. I would say the armor only lasts about 5 seconds. However, the actual burst heal that comes from Repair Pack is very nice. You're able to target one of your allies per about 5 seconds and give them a pretty substantial amount of health back. In some instances, I was giving squishies about a third of their health bar back, which is pretty good. I think this is a fun ability. It feels good when you actually get it off, and then you can see the armor go up a little bit too. So that's pretty cool. I'm into that. I know I mentioned earlier that she's a little bit of a reverse Roadhog. Well, that's what this ability is, the Whip Shot. Bridgette throws her flail a long distance, dealing damage and knocking an enemy away from her. So it's kind of like a combination between the Reinhardt charge and Roadhog's pull, except you're pushing people away. Now, when I read this, I thought, oh man, I'm going to be pushing people off everything. I wasn't actually able to pull that off. I'm sure people will pull it off. What I was actually kind of able to do, though, was push, a Mei coming at me. So Mei be coming at you, freezing you. Just push her away. Get out of here. I don't want to be frozen. That worked. Pushing McCree, pushing someone using their ult away. That was pretty cool. But I don't think it's maybe as impactful as the Roadhog hook. But time will tell. Barrier Shield. Bridgette deploys a frontal energy barrier to absorb unlimited amount of damage. Again, once I read this, I was like, we already have Reinhardt and Orisa. Do we really need more shields in this game? Well, the shield is actually more vertical than horizontal, and it pretty much only covers Bridgette. So, in essence, you could have people single file behind you, like Tusken Raiders or something, and you could put the shield up. But the shield doesn't actually last that long. It doesn't have very much health, so it's really all about blocking for you. It's not really about blocking for anyone else, even though technically you can use it to help block people. I found myself using it when people were shooting at me and I needed to get away. Inspire. When Bridgette hits enemies with her flail, she also heals nearby allies over time. So when I mentioned that she's part Lucio, this is sort of the part Lucio, and we'll get into the ult later because it's definitely like a very Lucio thing. So basically when you're playing Bridgette, you're going to want to be right in the middle of pretty much everyone. You're going to want to be in the middle of all your allies and just throwing your flail out, turning around, healing people at all times. She's very much like Ana in that it feels like you're doing something at all times. I never felt like I was in a lull, kind of waiting for an enemy to do something or an ally to get in a position. You were sort of just like turning on, okay, they need healing. All right, let's push this Mei out of the way. Oh, and let me put my shield up because I'm getting shot at. It was very, you know, it was very chaotic, but in a good way, in a fun way. Now, to talk about the ability a little more, I'm sure I was healing while hitting people because I am a person that just likes to go and get into fights. Even when I'm a support, I sometimes tend to forget that I'm supposed to be healing at any given time, and I like to just punch people and stuff. But I feel like I was healing pretty well by hitting people, so maybe this is the support for me. I actually get to help by doing the thing I love. So I think that's pretty cool, especially in a meta where there's a lot of Moira being played and everyone is getting mad that none of the Moiras are healing. So this might be a welcome change. And then finally, her ultimate, Rally. Bridgette moves faster and provides all nearby allies with armor that lasts until it's removed by damage. So I was actually able to get her ult really quickly. It only lasts about 10 seconds. Which, I mean, in a chaotic game is an eternity, but it had about the same distance as maybe Lucio's aura or his healing or speed aura. It doesn't give armor back after the armor's already been put on. So let's say I give 200 armor to all the allies around me, and then they somehow get damaged by a Junkrat or something, and that armor goes away. It's not going to come back. It doesn't regenerate, basically. So you get the armor when you go in, and that's it for the most part. But as long as you're in there, you will also get a speed boost, which actually will help you when attacking. So this is a really good ult for not only defensive maneuvers when you're trying to get armor, but also for attacking, because if you're moving faster, then it makes it a little bit harder to hit people because they're not moving at the normal speed that you'd expect. So this is a really cool ultimate, I actually think. It might not have a ton of impact, but it has a good amount of impact for what it's supposed to do. All in all, after only playing a little bit, she's only actually been on the PTR for about an hour as of me doing this VO. I think she's really cool. I'm interested to see if more of the character reworks go towards this style of play, towards this more chaotic, I'm always doing something sort of thing, because I'm really into that. Ana is one of my favorite characters to play. Moira is one of my favorite characters to play, mainly because I feel like I'm always doing something. And I definitely feel that with Bridgette. I feel like I'm always doing something. I'm always healing, I'm always attacking, always throwing up shields. And it's just fun. It's really cool. So hopefully I'll be able to get into like some actual competitive games and play as her. It's always really hard when a new character comes out because everyone's trying to play her, and all of the custom games are like, everyone's Bridgette, and you don't really get a good idea of, you know, how her kit works in a real game. So it's a little hard to get that perspective, but all in all, I enjoy her so far. I think she's a really cool addition, and hopefully she comes out very soon because I'd like to see her live on the new servers. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Remember to like and favorite and subscribe and all that good stuff, and hit the bell if you'd like a notification every time one of my videos goes live. If you'd like to check out some of my other videos, I did one about the large Destiny February patch that came out yesterday, as well as how to hold the salt and control your anger in online video games. Anyways, goodbye everybody. Love ya.